We're sorry. 23 figures is recording right now. At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
What's good, my guys? Welcome back to another episode of 23 Figures with your girl Z. And it's been a minute since I recorded an episode, so what's good? What's up? I think the last episode I recorded was my guy Moose's graduation party. And since then, I have been working like a dog, trying to finish up before I make my next journey in life. Today was my actual last day working at my job, and shout out to I'm gonna just say my job for really taking the time to hire me. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm very grateful for them because, to be honest, when I first got hired there, I had actually prayed so hard to get hired there. And after being there for almost a year and a half now, boy, when I tell you, sometimes you have to actually be careful what you pray for, because, Lord, this was by far my most challenging job. But nonetheless, I would like to say that sometimes you have to start at the bottom of the food chain in these big corporate jobs to work your way to the top. I know we have all these big ideas and goals that we set out for ourselves to be top dog at any firm we start at any location, establishment, whatever the case may be. And nobody wants to be the worker ant of that job. Yet, hear me out. Sometimes being the worker ant in any situation is a blessing in disguise. Being the worker ant in any establishment gives you so many chances to learn, whether it be perfecting your craft, learning the actual business and its operations, even just simply teaching you, what can I call it? How to control yourself and how you react in different environments. Okay? So, this job, I don't know why I'm acting so secretive with it. I used to work at a hospital, and I'm still working there at PRN. And for those who don't know what PRN is, it's pretty much as needed. So you're on call, or they put you on the schedule when they dead ass can't find nobody else to fill that spot. And working there, I can honestly say day one me versus me now has been a completely different shift. Oh my gosh. Day one, when I first got hired, I was nervous, I was scared, I was just so giddy. Okay, I was so giddy. And to be honest, I was actually nervous that I wasn't going to make a good candidate for the position that I was applying for. But after being there for a year and a half now, I can honestly say I'm a whole completely different person. Oh my gosh. And at times I did question if I was actually going to be able to do the job that was required of me. But looking back on it, not only was I able to do the job required of me, but I was actually overqualified. Bro, why was I doubting myself so heavily? Too often, we want to get outside our comfort zone or increase our finances. But in order to increase your finances, you can't keep staying comfortable in the position that you're in. Because at some point, that job that you're doing is going to, hit its peak. Meaning you may reach the ceiling for how much they can pay you, or you may reach the top level of potential. And if you're not taking the time to actually grow as an individual, you're stagnant. You're stagnant, you're not learning, you're not growing. And as a human being, we are meant to grow. Why are you settling for what makes you comfortable rather than actually taking the time to get outside your comfort zone, explore new heights and boundaries, and actually better yourself as an individual? And a lot of times too, we be thinking we ready for a certain position when in reality, sweetie, you were not ready. You were not ready at all. We want to instantly look into a job and go, oh yeah, they said they hiring for a CEO. Yeah, make me CEO. Sweetie, how you gonna be CEO and you don't even know what the janitor is doing? Like, you have no idea what the different offices are. You have no idea how this company is supposed to run. You have to start at the bottom of the food chain. No matter what it is in life, the bottom of the food chain is where you're going to gather all the skills to make you the most efficient top dog. Like, every time somebody even goes into a training session, nobody goes into a training session automatically winning every single fight. Nobody goes out there and automatically just wakes up out the womb and has perfection on whatever they're doing. It takes time, it takes educating, it takes patience, okay? Right now, even the field that I'm in, I never imagined myself working in a hospital, but even then I really saw how over time my character grew to really push me in this direction. Even then, my favorite thing to really track my progress is a resume. A resume will really show you how far you've come when you're doubting yourself. When you see your first job might have been fast food, your first job might have been babysitter, your first job might have been camp counselor, okay? But then once you go to the years and the timeline, the dates that you have on there, by the time you get to the most current date, your job may say something like registered nurse. Your new job may say something like governor for the state of California. Your new resume may say something like occupational therapist, registered and licensed. You hear me? Okay? You have to actually appreciate all those stepping stones that you've taken in the past with your career, because all of them have led you to become the most professional and most qualified candidate for the job now. I know I used to get pissed off when I would apply for a job and they would hit me with the whole entire, oh, you need more experience, you need more experiences. And I'm like, sweetie, how am I supposed to get experiences if you're not willing to give it to me? Like, be for real. But it does not mean it has to be specifically in that field, but just as a whole, go out there and learn something. You so busy trying to come in here and run something, but you don't have the basic necessities. And it's even the little things that matter. Whereas the hospital was my first real full-time job. And to be honest, the only reason I was actually able to gain that was from working my internship in high school, because I was actually able to do different little jobs like help camps. I was doing different little things like roadside cleanup. I was doing different little things like being a nanny. Like, all of these things, whether you realize it or not in life, really do add up. So at the end of the day, that's just my quick little rant, because I'm very grateful for my coworkers. Today, since it was my last day, we went out to a brewery and we sat out there, we drunk, we enjoyed ourselves. I was high-fiving one of my coworkers' husbands. Didn't know he was blind. I straight had my hands up for this man on some like, yeah. He like, huh? Dap me. I had both fists up like, yeah, dude, I'm lit right now. Like, high-five me. He's like, what do you want? Like, what is I'm supposed to be doing? I look at his wife and I'm like, what's up with your husband? Like, she like, he blind. I'm like, oh shit. But mind you, how I'm supposed to know folks is blind? So I look back at him. I said, hey, put your hands up. He held his hand up. I just high-fived the bitch. I was like, yeah. He just giggled. I was like, yeah, okay, because we're not leaving you out. And all night long, it really had me weak and had him giggling, because random times I would still just tell him put his hand up, because he knew we were. At one point, we was all sitting around chatting it up. And his wife was like, oh, yeah, my husband said he was looking for you. He had some information to share with me. But even then, he was sitting somewhere nearby. I looked back. I was like, oh, yeah, this is my guy. I said, hey, put your hand up. He put his hand up again. High-fived it. And I was like, see, we chilling. Like, we're good over here. We good. After it was all said and done, I took the time to really hug them, all my coworkers, and asked them, what is one piece of advice y'all would give me after leaving here? They gave some solid piece of advice, like, if you're going to go to school, for those that know, I'm probably already spoke about it on the podcast, or not, whatever. But I will be attending grad school this up and coming summer semester, and I have 2.5 years left before it's all said and done. So wish me the best of luck, but make friends with the smartest kids. The smartest kids are going to be the ones that really help you get through it all. Don't be afraid to really get out there, ask questions, and, get dirty, because nobody's perfect. Love that. Embrace the experiences. Whatever comes at you, whatever life throws at you, just take everything as an experience and not personal. When they critique you, they're not critiquing your whole spirit. They're just saying ways that you can improve because they want to see you win. When something goes wrong, don't beat yourself up, because at the end of the day, we make mistakes to get better. And always take time to better your mental health. Like, yes, you have a deadline to hit, but at the end of the day, you also need to worry about making it to the next day. So, yeah, that was just my piece of advice or a little rant about my final day of work. It is now nighttime and I'm just now making it back home. I hope everyone peeping this has had a wonderful semester in life, and I'm ready to go into the summer season. Y'all check the description for anything you may need down below, and I will catch y'all on what they say, the flip side. Dork. Be easy. Bye.
You have no more new voice messages. Don't forget to leave a rating and tap in again to 23 figures. Y'all be easy. Bye.